The one and only multiverse presents a grand unified theory. Thermodynamics. Surface temperature of stars. Brown dwarf, M, K, G, F, A, B, and O. Web page and video are not AI generated. Your host, Richard E. Noer. If you look at stars very closely, you will notice that they are not the same. Some are big, some are small, and some are bright, and some are not so bright. What a lot of people haven't considered is, they are also hotter and cooler. This means that hydrogen, helium fusion, has changing levels of heat production. Brown dwarf star, cool, slow spinning conversion hydrogen helium, level 1. M, red star, warm, faster spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 2. K, orange star, warmer, medium spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 3. G, golden star, hot, faster spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 4. F, yellow star, hotter, fast spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 5. A, yellow white star, hotter, faster spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 6. B, white star, even hotter, faster spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 7. O, blue star, hottest, fastest spinning, conversion, hydrogen helium, level 8. Neutron star, heat, unknown. Spin, slow, fast, super fast. No conversion of hydrogen to helium. Black star, heat, unknown. Spin, yes but unknown. No conversion of hydrogen to helium, but the strongest known gravity. The information above is not etched in stone. This is because all these things depend on a wide range of evolutionary variables. The proclamation is only to give you a sense of relativity. The size of a spinning hydrogen cloud depends on available resources. Density of the cloud changes with spin energy and time. Spin energy of the cloud is linked with heat, density, and size and also changes. Finally, the conversion rate from hydrogen to helium is linked with all, and is also changeable, but all factors such as the amount of hydrogen, its density, and how fast the cloud spins, sets the stage for gravity, anti-gravity, dark energy, and a fusion level. The denser and faster the star spins, heat production increases in the fusion band, but not the core. The only place where fusion is not relevant, is with a neutron star, or a black one. On the other hand, these stars do produce lots of heat, gravity, and polar anti-gravity in space, but no fusion. This is true throughout the multiverse. Solar power, most everyone has done this in the past. Starting a fire using a magnifying glass. Gravity streams from the sun, Earth, are carrying the magnetic heat fluctuations. This heats up the atoms of air and glass. The glass lens, in turn, focuses and concentrates the heat energy. 44.7 heat, streaming, magnetic, oscillating force, currents. A, gravity and anti-gravity are not waves, they are currents, with XCP dark energy forces. The oscillating magnetic force is just below the infrared light spectrum. B, slow or fast spinning dark matter particles in space, produce minimum heat, while spinning atomic nuclei and quantum fields, produce much more. This is because the oscillating atomic structures, involve multitudes of dark matter particles, and have a huge volume, compared to the infinitely small dm particles in space, that are spinning by themselves. Most of the heat energy we all observe, is produced by atomic oscillations, not individual spinning universal particles. Heat energy travels through space, via streaming gravity currents, also light and magnetic waves. Hot and cold energy is easy to understand, but I find people have no idea how to explain this physical process. As you might have guessed, the explanation is at the heart of physics and is defined a little bit different in the multiverse. A, spin energy applies to dark matter particles, atomic nuclei, protons, electrons, neutrons, and quantum fields, as well as black stars. All can create heat energy and have a strong magnetic force. B, on the other hand, light is a little different, it is an oscillating stream, but has a higher frequency of push-pull energy. They are both similar and usually observed together, but don't confuse the two. This is because it is possible to have light with very little heat, or heat with no light. See, final observation, what about the theoretical pure hot energy of a black star supernova? TM solution, there is heat but it is not unbelievable, and it is cooling. This is because there was a moment when the super black star gravity stopped. That created an instant loss of heat. The magnetic pulling pushing current oscillations of the superstar equalized P dark energy. This in turn eliminated the heat of pulling gravity. The perimeter particles of the black star are now spinning, and so is the whole star body, but they no longer pull on dark matter space, so there is heat because of particle spin, but it is not increasing, it's diminishing. XP dark energy. As the black star supernova loses its stored particles, and creates particles from primal space, heat energy of the new dark matter ocean goes from hot to warm as it cools and expands space faster than the speed of light. Heat energy simplified. 1. Heat, oscillating, streams of push-pull magnetism with dark energy forces. A pulling current and a pushing current with a frequency of infrared and below. 2. If there is more pulling less pushing inward gravity flow, to a center mass, heat energy goes up. 3. If there is more pushing less pulling inward gravity flow, to a center mass, heat energy goes down. 4. When a pulling pushing current force are equal, it is called thermal equilibrium. P dark energy. 5. When a center mass is decompressing and causes an outward pushing wave with less pulling force, C dark energy goes down from an established potential force. This is called XP dark energy. Fire, Encyclopedia 32. Expanding oxygen quantum fields breaks the entangled bonding of other elements. This produces a pressure wave that compacts atomic fields of lesser potential energy. The compression of these organized particles, in turn, increases their pulling spinning force. This is what produces more heat, light, and gravity. Because magnetic bonds have permanently been broken, the newly compressed quantum field particles gradually slow with expansion, and part of the multiverse gets ever so slightly cooler and bigger, XCP dark energy. Rudolf Clausius, 1822–1888. Age 66. A partial thermal observation of the cosmos, multiverse. If you understand this, you win a gold star from the multiverse. The 0th law of thermodynamics defines thermal equilibrium and forms a basis for the definition of temperature. If two systems are each in thermal equilibrium with a third system, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. 1. The first law of thermodynamics states that, when energy passes into or out of a system, as work, heat, or matter, the system's internal energy changes in accordance with the law of conservation of energy. 2. The second law of thermodynamics states that in a natural thermodynamic process, the sum of the entropies of the interacting thermodynamic systems never decreases. A common corollary of the statement is that heat does not spontaneously pass from a colder body to a warmer body. 3. The third law of thermodynamics states that a system's entropy approaches a constant value as the temperature approaches absolute zero. With the exception of non-crystalline solids, glasses, the entropy of a system at absolute zero is typically close to zero. What? Oh my! The laws of thermodynamics as modified by the multiverse. Old thermodynamics doesn't consider the fact that streaming magnetism, and its ever-changing oscillating magnetic force, XCP dark energy, is directly linked with the production of heat. First law. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can change from one form to another. TM disputes this. In the multiverse model, the first part of the law is a little bit different because energy is movement and you must have matter to have movement. This means that you can have matter with no movement, but you must have matter to have motion, and movement is energy. Therefore, it is matter that has basic conservation, not energy. B. The second part of the first law states that energy can change from one form to another. So, if you have spherical matter and it is spinning, you have spinning polar magnetic space and you have heat. If the spinning stops because of extreme compression, or decompression, you have minimum or even no heat. C. Extreme compression happens in the evolution of a black star. What you have now is matter with the potential for expansion, but no movement, thus no heat. When the force of compression is released, the spherical matter spins and expands. When this happens, there is weaker pulling oscillating spin heat, but stronger pushing oscillating cooling. The conversion of polar spin energy, gravity, anti-gravity, into no spin XCP dark energy. D. That's it, the whole explanation of the conservation of matter, but not energy. Matter is definitely conserved, but energy? It is mostly conserved. This is because in the vast expanse of polar or non-polar space, it is impossible to have matter without movement of one kind or another. So, the first law of thermodynamics is a little more complicated than one might think. The statement for the conservation of energy gets a little fuzzy. This is because matter is what produces energy if it is moving, but if it is not, there might be potential energy, but not active energy. Second law. As entropy in the universe increases, energy is transformed into less usable forms. We view this as being true, but only for particle structures or bodies of a local dark matter C. The statement has not considered the never-ending existence of material space in a multiverse. It suggests that eventually there will be no energy, but it doesn't mention what happens to matter. This is because it is assumed that matter can turn into pure energy. Nothing can be further from the truth. Matter is conserved. So, because matter can't be created or destroyed, and it is impossible not to have movement in the vast expanse of primal or dark matter space of a multiverse, energy is ever present. Now for the kicker, just like time, energy is the property of movement and distance, but time has no height, width, depth, and is not a physical entity. On the other hand, material and pole magnetism is a physical existence. It has height, width, and depth, with an XCP dark matter force. Third law. As theorized, at absolute zero, entropy is at its maximum. This is sort of true in the multiverse, but it doesn't happen for the whole cosmos all at once. Near absolute zero there is of course minimal, but not total absence of heat. This means no dark matter spin energy and spherical matter loses torus lock and degrades into primal sand. It only happens in parts of the multiverse that are super cold and getting colder. In other parts of space, there are still black stars and magnetic fields. Because of the vast expanse of the cosmos, all black stars have not merged yet, they are in different stages of evolution. Parts of the multiverse are still compacting and/or expanding. This is what James Webb has discovered. It has confirmed that the cosmos is eternal, and never acts like all of existence had a single beginning. TM says, existence is perpetual, not terminal. The zero-th law. Thermal equilibrium, and finally, the last stage of heat energy is thermal balance. This is the point at which the hot gravitational energy of a black star stops and the expansion force of XP dark energy starts. As the black superstar decays, so does thermal balance of heat energy. As you can see by this explanation, there is heat, but it is not the predicted heat of the standard model, it is the predicted heat of the multiverse. Spinning magnetic pulling current, and the spinning pushing current of anti-gravity, gets weaker as the universe expands. The exact values have not been calculated yet because this is a brand new theory of heat distribution. Thermal balance changes with universal expansion. The sum of XC dark energy. One last thing to remember about extreme heat. It has a much stronger force with atomic nuclei spin, and quantum energy. On the other hand, there is far less heat with a single spinning particle in the dark matter C. This is because atomic fluctuations produce a larger, changing magnetic force of particle oscillations. Gravity, anti-gravity, particle space, magnetic space thermodynamics. 1. Tiny bits of matter has space. 2. Moving, vibrating tiny bits of matter, creates primal space. 3. Spinning clumps of matter, creates polarized magnetic space with north and south poles in a magnetic spatial flow. 4. Magnetic spatial flow, creates gravity, anti-gravity currents. 5. Gravity, creates more pulling magnetic current, force, less space, more heat. Thermodynamics. 6. Anti-gravity, creates a pushing magnetic current, force, more space, and less heat. Thermodynamics. 7. When you add everything together, they all fit with Encyclopedia 12. Level 5 plus credibility. Your host. Richard E. Knower. Young me. Mini me. Email, knowerastronomy@gmail.com. Here in a multiverse, our goal is to find the cosmic truth. No matter where, or how far it takes you. The universe truly does unify. If you get the basics right,